Did you say, may I have a cookie? A cookie? It's not a, look on the side of the box. There's a hole in the middle. Okay. Feisty, F-E-I-S-T-Y. What? I think that's feisty. The I before E rule always jacked with me. I always got the I before E except after C and or was sound like A as in neighbor and way. But then there are still a couple of exceptions that really jack with me. That is a lot of randomly useless information. There are only about 417. You can't say the word about and then 417 in the same sentence. You can either say there are exactly 417, or you can say there are about 400. But about 417 is a very odd way to phrase that. Okay, yeah, we're done. Okay, so let's talk about the warm-up. Did you know that bees can smell fear? What? Did you know, no kidding, that there is a pheromone that you emit whenever you are scared, and that dogs and bees can both smell it? True story. See, Madison, I'm full of randomly useless information as well. I beg your pardon? That's actually true. What is it, what? Well, if it's one of those things where they say it and you're like, what? It's random. It is. Because we weren't talking about bees. Okay, but see, you just switch gears again, which again makes it random. It doesn't make it not true, but it makes it random. Okay, so here's what we got. Today's the last day of review. Today is the last day of review, and I want you to make sure you take advantage of it. I do want to, one thing I forgot to do, and I'll do it after the wilderness one, I want to make sure you understand which unit is which, so you can kind of know what to focus on, and I'll kind of remind you about which units are your heavy hitters with regard to the EOC. Is the ordered pair -2, -5 a solution to the system of equations given below? Now, my question isn't what the answer is. Brady, what's the smartest way to get the answer? Perfect. Do not solve this system. Now, there will be questions on the exam that you have to solve. You actually have to do the whole thing, what is the x and what is the y, using elimination or substitution or graphing or whatever. In this case, they give you the x, they give you the y, so you simply have to do 3 times -2 minus 4 times -5 and hit enter in the calculator, and it will either be -14 or it will not be. I mean, it will either be 14 or it will not be 14. In this case, it is. And then we're going to do 5 times -2 plus 3 times -5, and we're going to hit enter in the calculator. And it is also -25. Therefore, yes, it is a solution to that system. How many solutions can a system have? How many solutions to a linear system can it have? One is one answer. None. Or all of them. There are only 3 answers to what is the solution to the following system. It is either no solutions, infinitely many solutions, or you give me an ordered pair where they intersect. That's it. Remember that? Okay. And remember, by the way, systems is definitely one you want to revisit. Writing systems from words will be on the test. It's Unit 5. And we'll go over that in just a second. Which of the following points is located in the solution of -4x plus 3y is less than or equal to 24? Kayana, what's the smartest way to solve it? Plug them in. Smartest way to solve them is to plug them in for your x and for your y into c. So what we really have is -4 times -7 plus 3 times 2. And you hit enter. And what do you get? 28 plus 6 is 34. Is 34 less than or equal to 24? It is not, so it's out. Same thing here. Let's see, -4 times -1 is 4 plus 3 times -1 is -3. What's 4 plus -3? 1. Is 1 less than or equal to 24? It is. Now, do not stop, because this is the mistake that bad test takers make. On a one like this that's going really fast, go ahead and take the extra couple seconds and go, okay, so this and this is 12, plus this and this is 21. Okay, that's out because that's 33. And 0 and 27. 27 is not okay, so do that. But take that extra, 10 seconds to make sure you didn't make a silly mistake. You don't want to give away points on easy questions. This would be like a number 1 question. And we're going to talk more on Monday. Remember when I talked to you about number 1, number 2, and number 3 questions? Number 1, number 2, and number 3. This would be a number 1 question, because all it is plug and play. This would be a number 1 question. All it is plug and play. Okay? You want to make sure that those are absolute, I got this questions. Okay? Okay, so given the inequality, which of the following ordered pairs is the solution? Exact same process. Can you tell where I'm going with this? You're going to see these questions on the test. These you go, yay, but let me make sure I pay attention. So again, let's see. 2 times 4 is 8. Minus 4 times 2 is 8. 0, nope. 4 minus 12 is negative 8. No. 10 plus 8 is 18. That looks good. And finally, 6 minus 8. No. Steve. Questions? Gentlemen, you ever want to woo the ladies? Play a song in a language that you can't understand, and neither can they. Because this person could be saying they're incredibly ugly, and she has no idea, but it sounds like it's a smooth song. It's a good song. Okay, anybody know who the singer is? Who? It is Enrique Iglesias. He's got some skills. I will give him full props. Yeah. His dad was Julio Iglesias, who was like really popular in like the 70s and the 80s. Okay, simplify each expression. Someone remind me, when you're doing these guys, when it's a set up as a fraction, what is step number 1? Madison. Shh, girls. Look for the negative exponents and... No. There's another thing I want you looking for. What's the other thing I want you looking for? No, I want you looking... Yeah, Tristan. 0 exponents. Remember 0 exponents, get rid of them. If you have a 0 exponent, literally just wipe it off the face of the earth. And we have a negative there, so z to the negative 1 comes down here, and y to the negative 2 goes up there. Now, all of a sudden, we're good to go. Now we play that where are they more and by how many. On the x side, more x's on the bottom. On the y side, they're all on the top. And on the z side, they're all on the bottom, and there's your answer. Got it? To a power, you have 2 choices. Now listen carefully, because I will tell you that answer choice A, here's what answer choice A will be. That'll be answer choice A. Right? Why is it wrong, Carden? They multiplied 2 and 3. They didn't do the exponent rule. And if you're going too fast, if you're not paying attention, then you're going to miss that. Now, what you could do, you could just write 2x y to the 5th, z to the negative 3rd, 3 times, right? And just multiply them. If you're more comfortable with the multiplying rules, go with the multiplying rules. I'll just do this as 2 to the 3rd. 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. X to the 3rd, y to the 15th, z to the negative 9. Oh, by the way, you will not find that in the answer choices. Why? Carden? Negative exponent, so over z to the 9th will actually be the answer choice that you see as in the books. Okay? You will not see the negative. On number 6, what do we have to be careful not to do? What do we have to be careful not to do on number 6? What's the only thing the 2 affects, Joey? The only thing this 2 affects is the number. It does not affect exponents. Therefore, your answer is simply 9x squared, y squared, z to the 8th. Do not simplify exponents because of a number. Okay? And finally, we have all this. Negative 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. x to the 4th. Remember, you're adding when multiplying. Y to the 6th. Z to the -1. Yet again, we have this little negative guy. So you end up with -2x to the 4th, y to the 6th, over z. And that's your answer. I apologize. Find the area of the shaded region. Yeah. You tell Josh, go home and kick him in the face. Say, from Mr. Smith. Kick him right in the face. Jump up all Matrix style in that slow motion thing and just kick him right in the face. Okay. All right, let's talk about units really quickly, and then we'll get to our last thing. Here are the units. Unit 1. Unit 1 is multiplying, dividing exponents, and adding and subtracting and distributing like terms. That is the primary focus of Unit 1. Unit 1 was basically all of that. Unit 2 was domain and range. Function, not a function. And function notation. Function notation, domain and range will be everywhere. Okay? Function notation and domain and range will be everywhere. Okay? Unit 3 was solving equations. Unit 3 was all about solving equations, writing equations from words. The length of a rectangle is 4 times the sum of the width and the whatever. All that kind of stuff. Solving equations, paying attention to area versus perimeter. Unit 4 was our favorite. Unit 4 was all things linear. Unit 4 was all things linear. That's transformation, slope, intercept, slope from a table, slope from a graph. Paying attention to, on a graph, the scale of the graph. Remember that? I got, I think, every single person in this class on that one CMS assessment, where one scale was like by 2s and one was by 3s. No one noticed? Okay? So be careful about that kind of thing. Okay, so all things linear is number 4. Number 5, systems. Systems of linear equations. That's where you have 2 or more lines, and you have to be able to solve it. The way to solve them, elimination, substitution, and graphing. Writing them from words is critically important. Writing them from words is critically important. Okay? Number 6, inequalities. Linear inequalities and single variable inequalities. Remember the OR? Remember the OR rules, the AND rules, and the linear rules. Dashed, solid, shade above, shade below, all that kind of fun stuff. Got it? 7, 8, and 9 are our friend, the what? The quadratics. Our friends, the quadratics, are units 7, 8, and 9. Okay? And then unit 10, exponential functions. And geometric sequencing. Exponential and geometric. Okay? That's your year. And then when you look back at it, and this I get to you, when you look back at it, you realize you've learned a lot about all of this. You just have to take the time. Hello? You just have to take the time to put it all. Fort Worth. There's nothing important in Fort Worth. Should I? Hello? Hello? Oh, they hung up. Okay. So you know a lot about all this. You just need to get a little practice in. Just refresh your brain on some of this stuff. If I was focusing, I would focus on writing from words all 3 types of functions: linear, quadratic, and no, actually really 4. Linear and systems. So both linear and linear systems from words, quadratics from words, and exponential from words. I would focus on writing from words. They want the words thing done. Okay, I think a lot of the rest of it you're going to just see. But the writing from words is going to be a significant thing. If you really want to kind of challenge yourself in a particular unit, go to the extension days. The extension questions that we developed are kind of written in that number 3 question mode. You want to know what a number 3 question looks like? Look at the extensions. That's what they are. Okay? Over the weekend, we're supposed to get, cruddy storms again. Oh my gosh, funniest thing ever. I'm recording this, I probably shouldn't. But, so, there is a meteorologist in the Metroplex. He's on Channel 8. And I was talking to my son last night, like 11:30, because he was walking back to his dorm. And like when he's walking on campus in the dark, I like him to call me. It makes me feel better that he's not going to get like attacked or something. But anyway, so we're talking about 11:30 at night. And I was reading this weather forecast for this weekend. And it said, so there's this huge energy system over the Metroplex, over us right now. McKinney, Collin County, and west to Denton. And the cap is going to break some point tonight and tomorrow. I think that means that the storms happen. And they said softball, grapefruit size, or canned ham size hail is possible. I'm not kidding. They used the term canned ham size hail. And for the life of me, I could not figure out what in the world must a canned ham sized piece of hail look like. See, wait, let me go to my messaging. Because I sent my son didn't believe me. He was like, Dad, that's not true. So, wait. Okay, hold. Okay, look at the first paragraph. This is from, where'd it go? What is happening? Oh, wait. Okay. This would support softball, grapefruit, and yes, even hail the size of canned hams. So go home and tell your parents, canned hams are coming tonight! Funny you should ask. No, it's got to be bigger than that, because that's not as big as a grapefruit. If they go, oh yes, even canned ham, I think there are canned ham. Watch, I'm not kidding. Okay, what do we do today in math? Forget the EOC, guys. We're going to look up canned hams. Canned ham image. Hold. Oh! Ooh. Well, I'm trying to find a point of reference.
It looks like spam.
Oh, that's so gross. I'm going to vomit. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at her. Isn't that sweet? Okay, so I'm just telling you this, that if over the weekend we get hail that big, I am out of McKinney, y'all. I ain't playing. Because can you imagine? It'd be like meteors falling through your roof. And you know what y'all are going to do the minute that happens? Y'all can go, Mr. Smith said it was going to happen. Canned ham. Because your parents are going to be like, that's way bigger than softball. And you know what y'all's contribution will be? It's canned ham size. So, canned hams! So anyway, okay. So if I were giving you a recommendation, I would say make sure you've done the Unit 4 CMS assessment number 2. Make sure you've done that. I would make sure that you have done the Q3 review, the quarter 3 review that I printed, okay? And I would make sure that you've done the mixed practice number 1, which is a stapled, it's 4 pages. Those are kind of the things I would focus on. If systems are an issue, Unit 5, look in the Unit 5. There's one that's Unit 5, number 2, that's a really good practice for both how to solve systems and how to write systems. You will definitely need to know how to write a system, okay? So use your last day wisely, guys, and then we'll come back after the break and be ready for this test. Thank you.